Hello, this is Jane Goodall, and I really wish that I could be with you at this conference because I think it's tremendously important. When I first began working with chimpanzees in Tanzania's Gombe National Park, it was 1960, and the national park was part of the great equatorial forest belt stretching right across through Congo to the West African coast. When I flew over Gombe in a small plane, in the early 90s, I was shocked to look down on a tiny island of forest surrounded by completely bare hills. There were more people living there than the land could support, and they were too poor to buy food elsewhere. They were struggling to survive. I realized that if we didn't work with the local people, help them to improve their lives without destroying the environment, we couldn't even try to save the chimpanzees. And so in 1994, the Jane Goodall Institute began its Tukari program. We chose a team of local Tanzanians who went into the villages to ask them how they felt we could best help them. And so we began by helping to restore fertility to the overused farmland without using chemicals, and then improving health and education facilities, working with the local Tanzanian government. From the start, it was very clear that it was important to improve the reproductive health of women, to provide education about reproductive health. And we introduced family planning information in the very early days of Tukari. It was extremely well received. You know, in the old days, have a big family, it made you powerful, you shared out your land, and the children looked after you in your old age. But things had changed. And as families grew larger, land got more and more pressured with more and more people. And so when we provided this family planning information, it was really well received. And it's been shown all around the world that as women's education improves, as women are empowered, so family size tends to drop. We worked very hard to provide as many scholarships as we could to keep girls in school. Things like providing hygienic latrines with some privacy so that girls going through their first periods were not ashamed to go to school. We provided also microcredit opportunities based on Mohammed Yunus's Grameen Bank. This program has been so successful, and the trees have come back, the health of the environment has improved, the women are beginning to have smaller and healthier families, girls are staying longer in school, and some even going to university. Because of its success, the Tukari program, very similar programs, are operated by the Jane Goodall Institute in Uganda, in DRC, and to some extent also in the Republic of Congo and Senegal, and starting in other countries. It's impossible to overemphasize the importance of family planning, of enabling women to plan their families, to space out the births, for their own reproductive health, for the good of the children, and ultimately for the good of the environment. People realize that the health of the environment is not only important for the wildlife living there, but for their own future. I think the three greatest problems that we have to overcome in the world today are to alleviate poverty, because when you live in poverty, you cut down the last trees in your desperate effort to grow food to feed your family. We need to, the rest of us, live more sustainably on this planet, to stop taking nature's resources more quickly than Mother Nature can restore them. But then, so important is our growing human population. We literally are destroying our planet, and family planning has played such an important role in conservation. I wish that all people working on conservation would understand the importance of working with local communities. Wherever we work, the local communities are now our partners in conservation, and there's no question but that things have improved as women are empowered and play an ever more important role in village life and are able to plan their own families.